What up, world? Welcome to another episode of the Brandon Janeau Show. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, and like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere. Brandon Janeau Show, social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook. Brandon Janeau Show, and of course, YouTube channel, Brandon Janeau Show. You can go, subscribe, comment. I do comment back and like the vids, man. I hope you guys enjoy this episode tonight. It is wrestling life. Yeah. I'm doing another top 10 list, man. Another top 10 list. Some of my favorite wrestler and some of my favorite matches from that wrestler. Hope you guys enjoy this, man. Let's get into it. Like you know already, how I do my top 10 list. I go from 10 to 1. You know, talk about each match and why I love them so much. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Um, so tonight's wrestler that I'm doing my top 10 list on is so the tonight's top 10 list. My wrestler I'm doing a top 10 list on is one of my favorite wrestlers probably ever. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Um, definitely, definitely in my top five. I know there's a picture today that came out and somebody maybe last night I saw it today. Um, and people trying to bash him on it. And it was like, why is he on this list with all these other wrestlers? But y'all delusional. If you never saw him before the injuries, you clearly missed out on something very special. That person I'm talking about is the architect himself. He is a revolutionary. He is a visionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins. Okay? And I'm doing a top 10 list of him, man. Seth is one of my favorite wrestlers. Like I said, he's in my top five of all time. A lot of people think I'm crazy as hell saying that. He's in my top five, man. That man has made too many great matches, too many great moments. I'm talking about before the injuries. That man was different. Like people don't remember. Like that man was just different. And yeah, man, he's definitely to me top five. So this is hard to do a list. It's kind of hard to do a list. I ain't gonna lie now. Now he got some notable matches on here on this list. I could have clearly went with so many other people, but I went with my top 10 again. It's my top 10. So here we do. Like I said, start at 10, go all the way to one. So let's do this. So number 10, WrestleMania 31. Before the heights of the century, Seth Rollins had a match at WrestleMania 31 against the Viper, Randy Orton, and that is what kicks off my list. A lot of people know the ending of this match. They know the how this match ended, but yet the match itself is really fucking good. It's actually a really good fucking match. Um, Seth and Randy have had some good matches, um, in the times they've wrestled each other. But this one was really good. This was a really good match. Of course, the ending is pretty much what everybody remembers. Of course, the RKO, the curve stump joint turned into the RKO. It was great to hear Randy Orton say, "We literally tried to hit that move every time we did it in rehearsal, and we couldn't get it. So for it to be hit precisely at that time at WrestleMania of all places is iconic." But that match is really fucking good. Of course, Seth Rollins will go on later on that night and pull off the heights of the century, winning the WWE Championship, beating Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, becoming the first person to ever, at the time, the first person to cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. Uh, which is, by the way, still the craziest thing because I think he still might be the first person also to ever cash in Money in the Bank and turn it into a triple threat match too. I don't think it's ever been done either. I don't think that's ever been done either. I don't think it's ever been done either. Like you know, for the Money in the Bank. No, because Drew McIntyre just did it. So I'm lying. Drew McIntyre just did it, but Seth was the first to do a lot of that. So Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, Seth, yeah, that match was great. It was a really good match. Coming in at number nine, Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler, SummerSlam 2018 for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, this was the SummerSlam where you had Dean Ambrose coming back from injury, who's now John Moxley. Dean Ambrose coming back from injury. Drew McIntyre was literally the Scottish psychopath at this time. And they went out there and had a classic. Now, this is around the time when Seth Rollins became the Intercontinental Champion. He won it at WrestleMania 34 and went on to fight, become the Intercontinental Champion, and he was having classics. Kind of like John Cena with the U.S. Open Challenge, but this was kind of Seth Rollins' thing. And he went out there with Dolph Ziggler. They had a couple of great matches. They had some on Raw, some at some pay-per-views. I mean, I think they had an Iron Man match at one pay-per-view. I can't remember which one. Maybe it was the pay-per-view right after this one, or maybe the pay-per-view before this one. But they had a couple of classics for this Intercontinental Championship, and this was one of those. Seth Rollins, him coming out in the Thanos gear. This is right after Infinity War had I think just had came out. Thanos, was rocking that, so him being a Marvel guy. But this was a great fucking match. I mean, this was when he did the reverse. This might have been the first time he did the reverse suplex, and he just lifted back up and he lifted back up, and he like he got. Oh man, that shit was good. This match was incredible, man. Seth, of course, won the Intercontinental Championship from Dolph that night. Great matchup, man. It was incredible. It was an incredible match. Um, and probably one of the best, man. Like I said, Dolphins set have incredible chemistry, like impeccable chemistry. Like they wrestle very well together, very damn well together. So yeah, and there's not too many people said don't really have great chemistry with. So yeah, but that's number nine for me. Um, number eight. Speaking of impeccable chemistry, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, Money in the Bank 2019 for the Universal Championship. This was his first title defense after beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 35. And like I've said numerous times, AJ Styles, you've seen it with him and Cody this past year. When Roman first won the WWE Championship, they put him in there with AJ Styles. I mean, this is the thing about a situation like this, right? Set and AJ 1-on-one. Um, it's even crazier to hit a backstory of if you watch the Set doc after he came back from his injury, well, when he was coming back from his injury, you knew Set actually, and AJ actually battled a long time ago when Set was like a teenager. They battled in like Set's high school in Iowa. Like to hear that and then now to see them two go against each other in WWE, it's freaking ridiculous. It's nuts. But that was a great match, man. Them two Set, of course, did the try to do the springboard, try to do try to come up the top rope, and ended up getting caught in the Styles clash and got or what is he trying to do, a curve stump? He was trying to do a curve stump and got caught in the Style clash and caught and put in the Style clash. Man, that was an incredible move, man. But yeah, man, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins have great matches. They had one for the World Heavyweight Championship. The first time to get the title, the World Heavyweight Champion, was between those two, so it makes sense. Um, but yeah, man, that was a great matchup between them two. Um, it's crazy to think we didn't see that matchup again until they fought for the World Heavyweight Championship to crown the first World Heavyweight Championship in WWE. So it's kind of crazy. Um, yeah, coming in at number seven, Seth Rollins versus Neville, Monday Night Raw, 2015. This is when Seth and John Cena started to have their little, John Cena, of course, was doing the U.S. Open Challenge, and Seth and John Cena had announced they're going to fight each other at SummerSlam, champion versus champion. So Seth was like, anything you can do, I can do better. You know that. Anything you can do, I can do better type of thing. And so Seth versus, John Cena, you know, was the thing at SummerSlam. So Seth decided to put the WWE Championship in an open challenge between him and whoever came out to the ring. And this is around the time where they actually figured out a way to make NXT wrestlers at the time actually good. So Neville comes out, and him and Neville have this fucking fantastic match. So much so where Neville actually hits his finisher. He fucking hits the finisher. And because Seth had a chance, not only did Seth have a chance, he pinned Seth and Seth, he hit him so hard that his feet hit the ropes. Like it was like you was just like, what the fuck? Like Neville was like, wait, what? Like he thought he won. Everybody was like, oh my god, what the fuck? That finish was crazy, man. It was one of the best matches, man. The only time Seth ever did that shit, and it was the last time Seth did that shit. He's like, as WWE champion, it was the last time he did that shit. So it was an incredible match, man. Neville and him that was a hell of a matchup, man. He never did that shit again. Um, and it was one of the best matches, man. The ending of that match was crazy, you know, and to have Neville and them go out there and do that, that was an incredible match. I recommend you go watch that match, man, on Peacock. Uh, trying to see. I think that was 7, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So at number 6, WrestleMania 33, Seth Rollins versus Triple H. Creator versus the architect, pretty much, right? The game, Triple H versus Seth Rollins. Triple H screwed Seth and gave the belt to Kevin Owens after Seth lost to Finn to be the first Universal Champion. So the game and Seth, the setup was kind of long, and it took a minute, but when they finally got it kicked into overdrive at WrestleMania, it finally worked. Seth showing up at NXT, Seth, showing up at NXT around this time, causing him to not even be in the Royal Rumble. He couldn't even battle for the Royal Rumble, stuff like that. But this match was fucking fantastic. I know a lot of people don't like it because it's Triple H, and at this time, Triple H was such a, you know, people act like Triple H don't know how to work matches. That's where I'm always like when I hear people say, "Oh, Triple H with these long WrestleMania matches." This was actually a really good fucking match, man. Triple H and Seth was good in the ring. Seth, of course, had re-injured himself. He re-injured his knee. So for them to fight at WrestleMania 33, and it wasn't even supposed to be a thing. It was Seth didn't know if he was even going to be able to do it. Just like this past WrestleMania where he re-injured his knee. Seth didn't even know if he was going to be able to do it, and ended up being in a match and having that match with Triple H. The setup, the build up was great. Like people forget, like yeah, it was kind of like thrust together at the last second, but it was a great build up to that match, man. That's what Triple H was like. When you rich, you the antichrist, and when you're rich, you're the antichrist, and if you know it's shit like that. Like this build up was awesome. The match was also fucking good. Like people act like this match wasn't good. This match was fucking fantastic. The fact that the fact that Stephanie went through a table in this match. People get said Stephanie went through a table after Triple H took a kick to the face. Like people forget all these things. Like this match was fantastic, man. I don't know what people are talking about, man. This was a really great match. Triple H getting pinned, losing the match because of the pedigree. Like yeah, man. Yeah. So let's recap it, man. If I get into the top 5. So at number 10, Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton, WrestleMania 31. Number 9, Seth versus Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam 2018. Number 8, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. Excuse me, Money in the Bank 2019. Number 7, Seth Rollins versus Neville, the WWE Championship Open Challenge in 2015. Number 6, Seth Rollins versus Triple H at WrestleMania 33. Here we go. Kicking off the top 5. Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Hell in a Cell 2016. Remember what I just said? Triple H screwed Seth Rollins of the Universal Championship and kind of pretty much handed it to Kevin Owens. Well, before he got to Triple H, he went through Kevin Owens. And in 2016, Hell in a Cell, this was probably one of the best Hell in a Cell matches people don't really talk about. They beat the shit out of each other in this goddamn Hell in a Cell. Kevin Owens is probably one of the best workers in wrestling. Then you put him with freaking Seth Rollins, and it's just like, take my money. Go ahead, just take my money. Go ahead, just take it. Just take it. Them two together are fucking fantastic. Incredible chemistry. Kevin Owens has amazing chemistry with everybody he's ever wrestled. Is that weird? It's a little weird, ain't it? Him and Roman, him and Seth, like him and Sammy. I think him and Cody Rhodes are gonna have the match of the night when they fight at Bash in Berlin. But this match was fantastic. Tables. Yo, they had a spot where Kevin Owens gets literally chucked through like two tables. Like in the ring. Power bomb and set through his man through two tables outside the fucking ring. The fuck? The fuck was happening? Like this match is fucking crazy. Like no man. This match is fucking nuts. One of the best matches, especially at the time for the Universal Championship. That was the best match you could have asked for at that time between two guys that could just go out there and fucking crash and burn. It was amazing, man. It was fucking fantastic, man. This was also around the time where Kevin Owens was aligned with Chris Jericho, so they really pissed me off. um, Coming in number 4. Remember when I said that Seth Rollins did an open challenge because John Cena had his open challenge? But this is the time where I talk about that. Seth Rollins versus John Cena, SummerSlam 2015, champion versus champion. Seth Rollins made history this night because he became the WWE United States champion. Lord Jesus, try to say that 2 times fast. Him beating John Cena, like I said, the ending. John Stewart, I love you. Why the fuck were you in this ending? I didn't like it. I didn't like the ending. Seth won, great, whatever. But the match, all in all, is fucking fantastic. This is, of course, everybody remembers Seth wearing the damn the white uniform, like the white uniform. But that match is fucking fantastic. The Brooklyn crowd that night was fucking amazing. This was the match that made me a Seth Rollins fan. I ain't even gonna lie. This was the match that made me a Seth. I liked him as a wrestler, but he's such a piece of shit heel at that time. I just But this was the match that made me say, "Damn, this motherfucker's good." Like, God damn, this motherfucker's good. This was the match. He caught John Cena and picked him up and then AA that motherfucker. Like, I was like, oh, he gave this man an attitude adjustment. Oh, that shit was so good. Like, this match is incredible. This match is fucking fantastic. Seth, of course, becomes double champion at the time. In WWE at the time, that was kind of wild to be a double champion. So, yeah, of course, he dropped the U.S. title back to John Cena the following pay per view. But the fact that he did this at that time period was unreal. It was unheard of at that time. So, yeah, Seth beating John Cena at SummerSlam 2015, fantastic. Leads me to this. So, number 1 is number 1. I got a dilemma. 2 and 3. It's a little bit of a dilemma. I'll be honest, because I loved both of these matches. Now, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I couldn't decide between particularly these two when he fought these two men and what 2 matches I love the most. So I'll just put both of them on there and just categorize it out of them. But but because of shit like that, because I didn't really get a definitive winner in one. Well, I did, but the match wasn't really a clean cut winner. That's what's gonna make them be. It's just this, and that is Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, 2016 Money in the Bank and 2022 Royal Rumble. Those 2 matches are storytelling at its fucking finest. 2016 Money in the Bank. Roman is the champion and couldn't get over if you paid people to cheer for this man. At that time in Roman's career, he was the most hated supposed face, top face in any damn era I've ever seen in my life. You people sit there and say, "Oh, John Cena, John Cena." John had at least some people fucking with him. Roman had nobody. Like nobody fucked with Roman. I don't think people really understand this shit. Like perfect example. Roman this is before WrestleMania 33. This is after he wins the WWE Championship. Seth comes back in the instant pop Seth got when he came out after the match between him and AJ Styles at Extreme Rules. It should be no, was it Extreme Rules? Yeah, it was Extreme Rules. The pop Seth got after Extreme Rules. He came out after Extreme Rules. That pop alone should have told you everything you needed to know. They fought at Money in the Bank 2016, and that match is fucking good. Like, fucking amazing. That shit is top tier excellent. Seth actually beat Roman and beat him clean. Like, it wasn't like a like, he beat him clean. One, two, three, in the middle of the ring. Like, people don't understand that at that time, that shit didn't happen. Like, that shit did not happen. Of course, Dean Ambrose came out and then took the damn briefcase and hit it over Seth's head and took the belt. But that was the night where all three Shield members were WWE champion. It was fucking crazy to sit there and say that, but yeah, that happened. It's one of the best matches I think they've ever fucking had. They've ever fucking had. That's one of the best matches they've ever had. The best storytelling match they've ever had was at the Royal Rumble in 2022. This is Tribal Chief Roman now. This is I'm over than a motherfucker Roman now. And their promos leading up to this fucking matchup was fucking iconic. It's the famous, you're always gonna be my brother, and Roman tells him like, if I really wanted to fight a superstar, you wouldn't even be the person I would have picked from Raw. Hell, you wouldn't even pick it wouldn't be the person I picked out your own damn household. If I wanted to fight a megastar, I would have picked your wife. Like, like these are the, but him telling them his family's a joke, your cousins, your daddy. That shit was wild, bro. Roman actually was pissed. Like, he was mad than a bitch. That shit was iconic, man. But then the match happened, and everybody remembers what happened. Roman's in the ring with the belt, and that fucking Shield music comes on, and Roman is like, "What the fuck? Who the fuck is trolling me in this ring right now? Who the fuck?" And Seth comes out in the gear, in the Shield gear, and it's just like, you son of a bitch. Like, and it, and then on top of that, Seth was beating the shit out of Roman. Like, Roman was out of it. Like, Roman, I ain't never seen Roman at that time, even in all of the Tribal Chief matches at that time, even in the later years, Roman was never that displaced before. Roman was out of it. Like, he was mentally just like gone. You had no Paul Heyman because Paul had sided with, well, not sided with Rock. Roman Reigns pretty much just Superman punched the shit out of him and pretty much set them on his way to Brock at that time, which I still don't understand what the fuck that thought process was of that at all. Um, still that was still one of the dumbest fucking things I think at the time. So, they kind of changed the story again when at that Royal Rumble, Roman coming out to hit Brock with the belt and gave the win to Bobby Lashley, but it, it could have so done without that shit. We could have clearly not had that shit at all. And then of course you still have Roman and Brock at WrestleMania 38, which I could have done without. I swear to God, I could have done without that fucking match. Um, but anyway, this match was fantastic, man. Roman and Seth. This was the best storytelling match. 2016 was their best match that they ever had. Like, it was one of the best ones. That was Roman's, I think, real best match he had as champion at the time. But yeah, coming in at number two, Seth versus Edge. Now, they had another match on SmackDown. I didn't really watch that match. I didn't really watch that match before, so I couldn't really put it on here. I know it's really good. Not saying it wasn't, but to me, the two matches that stood out for me personally was the SummerSlam match in 2021 and a Crown Jewel match, Hell in a Cell, that they had. Two incredible fucking matches. The fact that they opened up that Crown Jewel, which was the Crown Jewel, I think, where I think Roman fought. I think he fought Brock. Yeah, he fought Brock because Brock had came back at that SummerSlam. But them two, man, Edge and Seth have kind of the same career. It's funny how it is. They really do have the same career. You know, and Seth beating Edge at SummerSlam is crazy. Um, but then to have them at Crown Jewel go 1-on-1 again in a Hell in a Cell. That Hell in a Cell match at that time was one of the best Hell in a Cell matches you could have asked for. And the fact that Seth only won one of these two matches is insane to me. It's insane. Um, but that SummerSlam match, the first time they ever wrestled each other, it's fucking fantastic. It's one of the best matches Edge had, I think, in that second run, in that run he came back to WWE in. That was his best match. That Crown Jewel match probably was the second best match he ever had when he came back to WWE. Those two matches are phenomenal matches, like incredible matches. But yeah, but at number one, remember when I said I couldn't decide between those two? I couldn't decide between all three of these because I love all three of these, and that is Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 38, Backlash. I'm not calling that shit WrestleMania Backlash. Backlash. And then of course them having the iconic, the epic Hell in a Cell match at 2022 Hell in a Cell. That shit was iconic, man. I fucking iconic, man. One of the best matches, man. It's one thing for what Cody, Cody tearing his bicep, taking the jacket off, people looking at him, be like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is he doing?" It's one thing. People don't realize how fucking crazy that match was. That was an incredible match. Only in that time period was Cody coming out at WrestleMania. That moment is X in history. Cody and Seth went out there and had possibly one of the best matches at that WrestleMania. And the fact that that Seth didn't really know until what, a week or two before Cody came back, that he was fighting Cody. So for them to pull off a match like that in that small time period at WrestleMania 38 is fucking fantastic. Now you go into the next side of that in the middle, the Backlash match, and it's fucking incredible too. Like it's oh man, these matches were so good. All three of these matches are amazing. I can't wait to see when Cody and Seth do finally fight again and wrestle again. Because at that time it's gonna probably be one of the greatest just moments in fucking wrestling history. I just feel like it's gonna be one of them times where you just be like, that makes fucking sense. Yeah, I just man, those three matches are incredible. I will advise everybody to go watch those three matches. So let's recap this damn thing, man. At number one, Cody versus Seth versus Cody, the trilogy. All three matches are incredible. Seth versus Edge at SummerSlam and Crown Jewel. Seth versus Roman Reigns, 2016 and 2022. Seth Rollins versus John Cena is 4. SummerSlam 2015. Seth makes history. Number 5 is Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens, Hell in a Cell, 2016 for the Universal Championship. Number 6, Seth Rollins versus Triple H, WrestleMania 33. At number 7, Seth Rollins versus Neville, WWE Championship Open Challenge on Monday Night Raw 2015. Number 8, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, Money in the Bank 2019. for the Universal Championship. Number 9, Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler, SummerSlam 2018 for the Intercontinental Championship. And number 10, Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton, WrestleMania 31, the iconic RKO spot. That's it. That's it. You course, I'm setting up for a debate. Seth Rollins versus next week's top 10 list. Roman Reigns. I feel like a lot of his matches are gonna probably be the fucking when he's tribal chief, but we shall see. He had some amazing matches, but Roman Reigns will be next week's top 10 list, and of course the debate is right after that between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Yeah. So until next time, man, I am BrandonJaneau. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Go watch some Seth Rollins matches. I don't know if they're on YouTube, Peacock. Go watch them. And yeah, till next time. Peace.